So this is the second part of a brief introduction to the Casio CTX 3000. In the first video, I just explained how to select tones and rhythms using the number pad or the scroll wheel or the plus and minus buttons. And also we just briefly touched on starting and stopping rhythms here. So we're going to concentrate a bit more on this area here with the rhythms, because one of the great things about electronic keyboards is that you can generate your own backing to accompany a melody that you're playing with your right hand. In your left hand you can play some chords and then it will generate the backing with a rhythm as well to fit that melody. So here's a little brief recap. We're going to press the rhythm button and we're going to select a rhythm style. Maybe let's go for one of the jazz ones. So we're going to go to 070, which now says steady jazz. And again, if I press the start and stop button, you'll hear a rhythm begin. Now for every rhythm on the keyboard, there's actually 4 variations. If you look here on the keyboard, it says variation, V for variation. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 variations. So if I press the start and stop button, at the moment we're hearing variation 1. If I press 2, we're now on variation 2, which is slightly more busy in the drums. And then 3. And then finally 4. Let's just press stop. And that's the general way these buttons work, is that the first one in the rhythm that you've chosen will be a fairly basic pattern, and then as you progress through the numbers they'll get a bit more busy in what they're actually playing. So at the moment we're just hearing the rhythm. We're not hearing any accompaniment. I'm not playing a chord, we're just hearing rhythm. So in order to be able to hear a backing, say with a bass and a guitar or some strings, we need to actually press this button, the accompaniment button. And if you watch on the screen, it will light up here. If you can see that, it says accompaniment, or it's shortened to accomp on the display. And we've got accompaniment now. So if I play a chord in my left hand, you can hear it's already generating more of a fuller sound from the keyboard. It's not playing in a rhythm or a tempo at the moment because we haven't pressed the start and stop button. So I'll press the start and stop button. Now I'll play a chord. Press stop. So straight away you can hear how now the keyboard is actually making up a bass part and some chords according to the type of chord you've played in your left hand down here. And again, it will step through as we progress. The backing will get a bit more complicated when we go to pattern 2 or variation 2 or variation 3 or variation 4. At the moment I've just been using the start and stop button to make this work. But a neater way of doing it is to actually press the button here which says synchro start. So if I press that button, it won't start. It's flashing here. It says sync start just above it. It won't start until I actually play a chord with my left hand when I'm ready to play, which is useful for tunes that have a little upbeat before the first downbeat. I can play, a few notes. And then press the stop to stop. One other control that's worth mentioning right now is the tempo. And that's controlled over with these 3 buttons over here. If you want to change the speed or the tempo, tap the button a few times and it works out an average tempo. See the numbers changing as I tap. Alternatively, you can actually type in using the number pad. So I hope that's given you a heads up on how to control the rhythms. So now you can select tones, you can select rhythms, and you can control them using these buttons here. Thanks for watching.